Hi everybody, welcome to December. It's December is December is my favorite month because it's my birthday month. But it's also on the heels of Thanksgiving with gratitude and thankfulness and connecting with others, and as we move into the time of the Christmas holiday and the Hanukkah holiday, and it's about connecting and I love, well, there's always too much sugar and candy and stuff involved. It's such a great time that people bring treats, they bring sweetness to each other, they bring love and affection, they're bringing, and I think this sort of portal of love just gets open, when we start thinking about Thanksgiving and we move into the holidays, the Christmas holidays. And so, for all the unrest and the political, stuff that's going on out there, I think that as we come into this time from, Thanksgiving into New Year's, that we really see a little bit of that change. And I want to encourage you, especially as a Jewish person, I want to encourage you that if somebody says Happy Holidays or Merry Christmas, it's a reflection of what their upbringing is, as opposed to a desire to get you to conform to their way of thinking. And I think that that's important, because I think that a lot of times we get kind of caught up in the things that we think are, when people say things to us, that we think that there's an action involved in that. If somebody says Merry Christmas or have a good day, there's a command in there, and there isn't. It's just a nicety as is delivered by the filter of that person. And so if somebody says to you, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, I think this is one of those places where we can really put into practice the absorbing the energy behind it and the intent rather than the actual words. And I know that in our society right now, we are so conditioned to, have that knee-jerk reaction because of words, especially things that we see, on Twitter that are, such negative words. Words have become, weapons. Words have always had the ability to be weapons, but they are, have been just completely weaponized recently. And really having that, I think we need to be careful with our words, but at the same time, we need to be careful with the words we're sending out. We also need to be careful with the words that we are internalizing. And so as we come through this time, as Thanksgiving and Christmas, we tend to be around a lot more people with parties and things. Take the intention and not necessarily the word as a command when someone says something to you that they mean in the nicest possible way. And if they say something to you that they mean in not a nice way, you don't have to take that either. You just walk that away. And especially as empaths, we just put up our bubble, especially anytime that we're going to go into the, into a crowd or a party or an uncertain situation. And as always, my words to live by, my wisdom that I teach to people every single day is the 3 questions. And if you spend any kind of time with me, you know what the 3 questions are. Is this mine? Do I have the power to fix it? Did anybody ask me to fix it? And I think that makes a huge difference, because especially as we get caught up with so much with friends and family in this time of the year, and people tend to be, there's heightened emotions as we have in this time of the year. Is this mine? Becomes a very important thing, because if it's not mine, I can't fix it. I can, it's not my obligation to get involved in it. It's my obligation to love you and support you. Is this mine? No. If it is, then that's a whole different story. But did anybody ask me to fix, oh, sorry, the second one is, do I have the power to fix this? Do I have the power? I may have the power to fix the problem, whatever it is. I may have that power. Is this mine? Do I have the power to fix it? If it's not mine, I may have the power to fix it. But the third one becomes the mission critical. Did anybody ask me to fix it? Did anybody invite me into this problem? Or are they just sharing information? They're just sharing information. all I can do is love and support them and say, thank you so much, for sharing and for trusting me with this information. I want you to know I'm praying for you. I'm sending you love and light. And if there's something I can do, you can please let me know. And just know that I'm here to support you, because taking on the stuff that doesn't belong to us is one of those things that empaths excel at. And it's something we really need to protect ourselves with, especially this time of the year. So having said that, it's a very interesting dichotomy in our cards today, and I have 4 because the 4th one kind of jumped out, and I believe you don't ever squelch a jumper. So, so having said that about the 3 questions, our first card is answer the call. So you are being called somewhere, you are being led somewhere, but the difference is that you're being led in that direction for you, for your soul's purpose on this planet, for the reason that you are here. And so you're being called. That is very, very different than jumping into somebody else's, is this my problem and do I have the power to fix this? But this is, you're being answered, you're being called. And so when the universe is pushing you in a different direction, it's really important to take that information. I find it so interesting, some things that are happening for me personally right now, to be able to say, I see exactly how the universe is pushing me in this direction. I see how this book that I literally just finished reading is going to help me, is already helping me with the situation that came up immediately afterwards. I can see how when I was trying to do something online and my internet just pooped out, that I was like, well, I guess I'm not supposed to do that. And then, to reboot and find out that, that would have been a scam, and or something that was, not a scam, but that was not, well, I guess a scam, not what it was advertised to be. So to be, that the universe is always protecting us. And so I lost my train of thought. So trust the universe. That was the point. Trusting the universe, because the universe is always guiding us. So when you're being pulled and called and led somewhere, take the leap of faith. Don't overanalyze it. Don't get all stuck up in your head about it. Take that leap of faith and get in there and be able to say, okay, this is where I'm being pulled. This is where I'm being led. I'm trusting the universe to take me in this direction. Answer the call, because really what's happening right now is, if you're looking around, there's so much, especially in these last 4 weeks of this decade. This is it. This is the end of a decade. It's not just the end of the year, it's the end of the decade. And this moon in Sagittarius is all about taking the leap. It's all about leaping forward into a new environment, in a new place of being, and to a new level of being. But this is all, and this is the Sagittarius especially, helps us to bring crap to the surface, but appreciate the gifts in it. We've all been through these traumas and dramas and stories and things that have happened to us in our lives. We've all been through, yes, my dog is in my drawer. We've all been through these dramas and traumas in our lives, and things that have happened to us that we get afraid to revisit these things because of the pain, except that there is so much strength and wisdom and experience that we have gained, and lessons and blessings that we have gained from those experiences, that we can share with others, that we can be a gift and be a beacon. Hi guys, I got Renee and Robin, yay, 2 of my favoriteest people. That we can be that beacon of light and hope and love and experience to another person who's going through something that we may have already gone through, something like that or similar, to be able to really lead and help them move in the right direction. So really where you're being pulled is going to be a reflection of your life experience, of what your soul came here to learn and what you have experienced and learned in your life. So this is not a thing to judge or value and say, well, I'll do it when. If you're being pulled or called in a specific direction, allow the universe to lead you and guide you, because you absolutely are going to be called and led to do your highest and best good to help others in bringing more light and raising the vibration of the planet. And that's really how we save all of us, is raising the vibration. We continue to raise the vibration of the planet. I know Marianne Williamson didn't really have a prayer of getting the Democratic nomination, but I love that she wants to establish a Department of Love and Peace in the government. And I think she's absolutely on the right track, because what you focus on grows. And when we're focusing on the war and the weapons and all the negative, and I'm not saying that we should ignore all the negative, because there's definitely some stuff that's going on in our government and our country that needs to be dealt with. But I am saying what you focus on grows. And so it's really important that we're putting more of our energy, our personal energy, into raising the vibration and bringing in the light. okay? Because when we do that, it's like ripples on the pond. We bring in that light and it ripples out to the people around us, which ripples out to the people around them, which ripples out to the people around them. We'll let the people in Washington do their job because that's what they're there for. Or we're going to have us be creating the ripples of love and the ripples of light and a higher vibration where we are. And so here comes the next card is Lemuria. And I'm actually going to read this because the Lemurians were some of the original people on the in creation, and they really created the place of nirvana and heaven on earth, where things were really as we would like them to be, and in the hope of getting back to them. So I'm actually going to read some of this. At the time before we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden, in Lemuria, life worked in harmony. All beings were seen as equal, and we were deeply reverent to Mother Earth. We knew that a mosquito was no worse than us, and the sun was no better. Perhaps you too believe that heaven can really be a place on earth, and perhaps you are part of the transition team who at a soul level are devoted to creating this kind of harmony on the planet. Thank you for wanting to do this work. And so this is really important because we talk about answering the call. This is one of the things we're being called to do, is to raise the vibration of the planet to create that opportunity for us to go back to the time of the Lemurians when there was peace on earth. Because we think, especially in, these generations, the last 100 years, we think it can't happen, that humans are incapable of peace on earth. And I'm here to tell you that we're not, because we've been there, we've done it before. So then we have, and I love these last two cards because I pulled this fourth one. It was kind of stuck to the third one, and I take jump-in cards pretty seriously. So this one is Get Grounded. So as much as we're talking about bringing in the light and raising the vibration, don't let that sound airy-fairy to you, because in order to do this really serious work of bringing in more light, we got to keep our feet on the ground. We got to keep our energy grounded. We've got to stay balanced in ourselves. And that means that even on a very snowy day in New York, in upstate New York, it becomes important to get out there and get your feet in the grass. Wear your snow boots, but you got to get your feet in the grass. You got to touch a tree. You got to get grounded with Mother Earth. You got to get that Gaia energy in you so that you can really stay grounded with the earth. It's really easy to float off, especially for light workers and empaths, to just float off and be like, the light, the love, and and we lose track of the grounding. And I think it's really important. You've got to still keep your feet on the ground. You've got to keep your energy grounded and rooted in that Mother Earth energy. And one of my favorite things to do in a grounding meditation, when I bring in the light through the crown chakra and let that come all the way down to my feet, and I go through the cleansing and the clearing of the chakras and cycling that energy in a counterclockwise direction, and you just visualize having the light, the column of light coming from above, coming from source, and just filling up your whole body with that divine light of whatever color that you choose, and to be able to circle that energy through you and around you in a counterclockwise direction will really pull off anything that is stuck to you that doesn't belong to you. And then in my mind, I let that kind of drop to the ground in a cosmic flush. So I will literally just count it back, 3, 2, 1, and that light just flushes down into the earth like a toilet flush. And then the Mother Earth energy sprouts up from all of that, because Mother Earth will send all of that stuff back to where it belongs, that I don't need to hold on to it anymore. And then that Mother Earth energy sprouts up from that point, from that place, these beautiful emerald green vines that just twist and wrap around my lower legs and help keep me grounded to the earth. And it's not literal, it's energetic. And that earth energy, especially from the trees, even in their dormant cycle in the winter, those trees are so powerful with that Mother Earth energy. And so it's really important for us to be grounded as we are moving forward and doing this light work, because that's really important. But at the same time, you really want to, and I love, this was the jumper card today, was dance with life. Dance with life, because you know what life is going to throw at us this time of year. Life is going to share with us joy and celebration and holiday parties and people and travel and presents and gifts and sugar and candy. But life is also going to throw at us these challenges. And this is one of the things that's really important about the moon in Sagittarius right now, is that it is all about bringing up these things to look at our past traumas and look at our past hard places that we have walked, those hard, dark places that we've walked in our lives, because we all have them, and to look at those things and say, where is it that there was a gift and a blessing and a strength that comes from me having walked that way? What is it that I can take from that now that is a gift and a strength to myself, that not only will help heal me, but at the same time is going to help me share that lesson with someone else and help her or him or them on their journey? How do I take the things that have happened to me in a dark place and bring that into the light and raise my own vibration and be able to share those strengths and those gifts with the people around me and share those ripples on the water? So when we do that, we are literally dancing with life, because when it's so easy for us to dance with life when things are good. It's so easy for us. It is not easy for us to take the time to look at those dark places, because so often we don't want to go back and look at them because they hurt and they were scary and they were dark. But taking the time to understand it is in the past and it cannot hurt you anymore, to look at those things and really be able to move forward and use what happens to us as a blessing and a gift, because everything happens to us as a gift. It is not about life happening to us. It's about life happening for us. And even the stuff that's crappy and difficult and hard and sad happens for us to move us forward on our path and for our purpose. So that's where dancing with life comes in. It's not just about when the holiday parties are coming. It is about dancing with life in the dark times and turning those into blessings. I'm not saying Pollyanna, turn it into, turn it into something, light and fluffy, like, my cat got run over by a car. Blah, 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 blah. Nobody's cat should get run over by a car. But, isn't that wonderful? I'm not saying that. I'm saying, where is there a strength that you gained, or wisdom or compassion that you gained from going through something really horrible or difficult or challenging, that you can share that gift, that strength with somebody else? So it didn't happen. Nobody of interest and nobody of any kind of success, and I'm not talking like financial or status, job, anybody of a success of in this life, of an interesting person who has created an interesting and solid and successful life, didn't get there because everything was sunshine and lollipops. We all have stuff in our past that we can choose to leave in our past and leave in a dark place, or we can choose to gain wisdom and strength from it and use that to help others, to bring more light forward and to raise the vibration. So that's really what we're talking about today. So we have Answer the Call, which again goes right back to what we were just talking about with Sagittarius, bringing us into that place to be ready to take that leap and to move forward and to look at those places that were really, challenging to us, and how we can use those things to help other people as we create together as the community of light, that we are creating the life that we had in the time of the Lemurians, where we literally had peace on earth and we had heaven on earth and we had utopia, with people being respectful of all life and all beings, and really treating our planet and each other with respect, from the spiders to the flowers to the sun and the moon and the stars and the people. Everything was respected, and it absolutely can happen again, but we all have to be part of that. Then so in order to do that, we've got to stay grounded, okay, keeping that Mother Earth energy with us and staying grounded, and being willing to dance with life, not just in the good times, but in the difficult times as well, and to be able to look at those things and say, where are those lessons that I can bring forward to help share that light with other people, to really make that time of Lemuria come back to be present in our society today, because I have answered the call to help hear and listen to those higher powers, and trusting in the universe that all the things that happen for us, even and happen for us, and even the stuff that's really difficult, has a higher purpose and has that purpose to bring us forward on our path. So we have our postcard from the universe. We'll see what we say. It says, "Dearest you, we're sending you waves of love and joy as we watch you reap the rewards of your tenacity and faith. We know how long it has taken for you to reach some of your goals, and that you've had disappointments along the way. Right now, we suggest you take a deep breath and fill yourself with gratitude and tune into the vibrations of well-being. Temporary conditions may be trying to hypnotize you into seeing something else as your reality, but we know that happy rewards are on their way to you even now. Change is the only constant, so be open to it. You will achieve your dreams more and more, we promise. But more important, your happy rewards will be gathered up in the small moments, the gentle breezes, the soft kisses, and the quiet commitments. Your happiest moments will be on the journey itself, not arriving at any destination." I love that. I love that. And I don't read these before I pull it. I ask Spirit to give us the right one for the day. I pull it. I don't read these ahead of time. But I love that because that's all about being grounded and answering the call. So, and in those quiet moments where we are finding that joy, that is a huge step on the road to creating the new Lemuria. So I wish you all the most wonderful, happy, healthy, joy-filled, warm, safe, not too snowy week. And I look forward to sharing some time with you again next week. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Subscribe to my Facebook channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where I will post this video shortly. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Thank you so much. We are so excited to have our community of light, over 400 people following us in our community page. So honored and just so grateful for all the shares and all the likes. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great day. Happy Monday.